Rao, if you could begin by telling us what is the share of your loans in Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra and in Punjab?
So, three states put together would be around 25%, Lata. But the Uttar Pradesh farm loan waiver was announced first. And we didn't see any impact on collections. On the contrary, the collections improved marginally in Uttar Pradesh. The same thing we saw 2 weeks back when Maharashtra announced the farm loan waiver. Our field operations continue to be on track. And we've seen marginal improvement in collections. So the farm loan waiver has not had any impact. Punjab, as a percentage of portfolio, is just 1.5% of our portfolio. But we don't anticipate any impact on the repayments despite this farm loan waiver. Because going by the experience of Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra, we don't see this having any impact.
Okay. You spoke about how the collections have improved in Uttar Pradesh, but can you give us a sense of what the other states have thrown up in terms of better collections, any improvements, etc.?
So, I refer to Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra in the context of farm loan waivers. But post-demonetization and the aftermath, we have seen collections coming back to 99.9% in most of the states. Uttar Pradesh, it was an impact and it's coming back to normal. It's close to 99% now. Maharashtra, notwithstanding the farm loan waivers, we are seeing slight improvement in collections.
Okay. Mr. Rao, you know, collections have been improving for all MFIs because loans that were missed out, installments that were missed out during the demonetization days are now being returned. I guess that explains the improved collections in the current month.
Yes. The thing to keep in mind, Lata, is that if a woman, particularly in this segment, has not paid 4 installments, she doesn't have the wherewithal to come and pay the 4 installment as one shot. So she'll be paying the current installment. And we see more and more people coming and paying their
previous installment.
Yes.
Okay. That's exactly what I was trying to distinguish. We just spoke to Satin Credit Care as well, and he was also pointing out that the installments missed during the demonetization period are now slowly getting regularized, and people are paying back a few of their previous installments. But as the loan waiver word gets around, isn't there a possibility that people will start defaulting on fresh loans?
No, so we go back to some few years back when the central government had announced 60,000 crore farm loan waiver, if you recall.
Yes.
At that point also, we didn't see any impact. Essentially, the borrowers do ask, are we part of this loan waiver scheme? And our loan officers are trained to respond to that this is a loan waiver by the government, and this microfinance loans have nothing to do with the farm loans that they've taken.
Okay, so despite the credit culture perhaps getting impacted over the longer term, you don't see any specific rise in NPAs, especially for a company like yours?
No.
Okay. What's the expected NPA number for the current year or percentage for the current quarter?
So current quarter, I can't disclose the numbers because we just yet to complete the quarter.
No, approximate.
But we stand by our guidance, Lata, for the year that we will grow by 50%, both in terms of disbursals, top line and bottom line. We don't see that getting impacted any which way.
No. I'm not questioning the loan growth. I'm asking you asset quality. Will you have any directional, any guidance?
So I was kind of referring to that in a roundabout fashion. We provided for a certain set of loans as of March 31st. I think we will be marginally, there could be change in numbers. But we expect that by September 30th or December 31st, those numbers to improve significantly as we see signs of collections.
Okay.
Momentarily you might see a number here or there, but seeing the repayment of borrowers, as you were mentioning, they'll be paying the current installment now and clear the arrears over a period of time. We see some of those loans that we provided for coming back to us.
So what you're saying is we might see a higher NPA in the current and next quarter, but by December 31, you see it reducing.
No, I'm not saying we'll see a higher NPA. I'm saying marginally, let us say the state is expecting us to provide another 180 crores, just to throw a number to illustrate a point. We would be around 180 or 160. But that is going to be momentarily. But over a period of the next 3 to 6 months, we'll see most of these loans coming back to us in terms of repayment.
Okay.
Why would you provide more? You will provide more only because you are expecting some bit of...
No. What has happened, Lata, is we follow a conservative provisioning policy of providing for loans which are not paid for 60 days, while the RBI guideline is about 90 days. Since we had already provided for that in March 31st, while customers continue to pay out of this bucket, they would still be in the 60 days overdue bucket because, as I said, they'll be able to pay only the current installment and not be in a position to clear the areas.
Okay. Before we let you go, since 80% of your book comes from the rural market, how are the rural indicators looking at this point in time? I mean, the monsoon progress has not been as good as expected so far, but what is the anecdotal evidence suggesting?
No, since bulk of our loans are for income generating purposes where people take these loans to run a kirana store or buy a buffalo or, run small tea stalls. This monsoon or lack of it doesn't impact the business too much. On the contrary, we see some of the people who are wholly dependent on agriculture able trying to take microfinance loan to do small businesses to tide over this, monsoon crisis, if you will.
Mr. Rao, good morning. I have just one question. At what stage are we in terms of negotiations with IndusInd Bank on the merger?
So the paperwork, as we gave it the stock exchange notification, we are getting the consultant's opinion on what are the various options that we would look at. So that's work in progress, and I can confirm that we are moving steadily towards some conclusion.
Okay, so can we expect that maybe in next 3 to 6 months?
Yeah, so it's just not innocent. We are exploring a lot of other options based on, how things pan out. Yeah, in the next 3 to 6 months, we could come out with an announcement one way or the other.
Okay, IndusInd, and what's the other one, Mr. Rao? RBL Bank?
I'm not going to. No, I'm not going
But it is at another bank?
So, Lata, basically, we have done a pilot with about 150 kirana stores. Essentially, we are trying to make the kirana store the local ATM point in a rural village where customers can use biometric to push and pull cash from their accounts. That is very successful, and we see that having a huge potential. Our plan is to roll out 2 lakh such kirana stores. So, given that there is a bank account that is needed, we are looking at various options. It could be a merger, or it could be a bank who just will enable us to open accounts and run these kirana stores to become cashless in the rural belt.
So then it will be a bank, isn't it?
It needs to be a bank. You need to have a bank account there.
All right.
So
get your point. So it makes logical sense for you to be with a bank.
Yeah, or just have a bank opening accounts for us on a standalone basis. All the options are being explored.
Okay. All right, Mr. Rao, we will await within the 3 months any announcement from Bharat Financial. Thank you very much for joining us.